This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Then you will remain silent until further instructed.
Confirmed.
If you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question.
Borak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is virtually infinite. My secondary ability is to logically process that knowledge and make accurate predictions. That is better. Our relationship will be best served if your statements are free of ambiguity.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
Howdy do. Welcome to another one. Anyway, let's get on with it. Tube clamps and new door handles. So, what went on? I was busy making some tube clamps. What a disaster, let's show you. Anyway, let's get over to it. So here's the new tube clamp design. I blame the materials, but probably not. Probably a bad idea. Needs to be bigger, wider, and less deep. The first one was better, but it wouldn't fit the M5 bolt. So we need to sort that out, and also I need to model the new door handle. Anyway, so I did a bit of a redesign. Don't think I did a stream on it. Put ability to screw this aluminium to the top of the clamps, and I had 3 clamps. So you've got two clamps that hold the tube. The tube's been pushed further up, and then we've got a spare clamp here that is the same as the others potentially, but it's going to have an infill. Now the infill will be a laser pointer, and the idea is it quickly clamps in or drops in and pulls out, and it basically shines a red pointer down to the mirror, down to that mirror and this one, and then down to the workpiece, basically for checking your alignment. That's what that's for. Anyway, let's show you what happened with these clamps. They were a bit of a disaster, went a bit too thin, and they just snapped basically. Look, see how thin they are, the walls, and they snapped. So anyway, let's just do that. Let's have a look at that. Here we go. Alright, what I'm going to show you now is just a pile of rubble. Here it is. So there's the original one I made. It turned out okay, but it would need to put an M3 in instead of M5, so it's not altogether too bad. We could go that idea. And then here is the load of bits that I spent 3 hours milling out. 3 hours. Anyway, so that was the back of the clamp, and you can see how thin the wall is on it once you've pocketed it out. And all that happens is with this cast acrylic, as you can see, look, see, you know, this is no good. So that is ruined, and you've got same things as snapped off the ends of this one. And you can see how easy it is to break. Look, it's just rubbish. I put some holes in to thread pipes in as well. Maybe water pipes. That was another idea. So there's another one. Look, it doesn't take any work at all to look at this. Look, I'm not even trying. Anyway, so that was a complete disaster. Now this one this first one that was thicker, see how thicker it is? The wall is thicker. I haven't tried to snap this one. No, I can't snap that one. No, can't snap that one. So this one is probably the better one. And all I've done, because it wouldn't take the fixing, I made the pockets bigger. I made them bigger, but this was on the right track. So I can, and I've been trying to find some thicker material, maybe nylon stuff. And I found this, an old piece of one of my pick and place carousel. Now this stuff, it's different stuff. It's not. It's a bit more opaque. I don't think it's nylon. No, it does snap as well. It's probably cast acrylic again. But because it's thicker, I could then double it up again. Same idea, and glue two together, make it wide. It doesn't matter if it's wider. But I haven't got enough of it left. I've got probably enough to make one half of one there. And I could probably make some clamps, but there wouldn't be enough. Let me just have a look at something. I've got part of the failed project here. Hang on. Give me a second. Back in a second. I'm just trying to reach something. Not easy. Right, okay. Right, back again. Right, this is something I made out of plastic, and I used a lot on my plastic, but I don't know if I'm really using this one. Oh, it has got a few pieces in it. It's a pick and place carousel, but I've made a better one. This one was pretty heavy. It's got a few things still in it there, like a few washers and things. But it's a bit of a failed thing. So, yeah. So the idea is you line it all up, and each one's been milled out as a pocket. You can't see it. There's pockets milled out in the bottom. And you get to various pockets. Actually, be good for nuts and bolts. This probably would. Yeah, it is a failed one now. Like this one, my better one I've got up in my electronics lab, made out of thinner stuff. But this has got a lot of pockets in it. Yeah. Anyway, didn't really turn out too well. So I'm just wondering whether to reuse the plastic, and probably not, because if you look at it, it's all milled and there isn't really a clear piece to reuse, so we'll leave that alone. That idea. I'll put that one back in a second. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm short of the right stuff. Now I could make it out of wood. Make it out of wood. Not sure I want to make it out of wood. I could paint the wood. It's not the end of the world. Got to make sure it doesn't interact with the changing temperature of the tube, you know, if you know what I mean. So, with the right size, I can't alter the height from there to there, though. I can't alter that. I can alter the height of the top of it, and I went ahead and made them square and put some holes in them so you could thread your water pipe through or cables, just as a desk tidy, you know, like a tidy. So you basically, if I can get hold of it at the right angle, so basically you can thread your tubes through all these, you know, these corners, instead of having nothing there. So the idea was right, it's just I've overextended these, made these holes bigger, and it's made everything too thin. So I need to sort that out. So I could go down the wood route. Wood, I've got wood. I don't really want them out of wood. I could 3D print it. I could set up my 3D printer. I think we'll go down that route. We'll 3D print them. What about 3D printing them? I think so. Because then this one that will hold the laser, the pointer, I can make an infill for that as well. I've not done any 3D printing, so to that end I think I better build a 3D printer. Now that we're going off on way off on tangents here, because the idea was we were supposed to be building the case. The computer case is what we're trying to do with the buttons. That's the clear case. That's what we're trying to do. So, what's that? Oh, that's all my bits. I want this computer case is what we're after. Then we had to make the laser, because we couldn't make the panels with our laser we've got. So we then made a laser. So we did so many series on... I forget how many series we did now. How many series did we do? Let's just have a look. Alright, so we did 65 episodes of creating a case, and we're up to 31 with this one of the laser. Now if I was to go over to 3D printer, that's gonna have to be a build and then setting it up, and it's a learning curve. And there you got it. It's a problem itself. It's gonna have to be done at some point. So I don't know whether to just make it out of wood for now. I'll tell you what. Let's make it out of wood. Let's make it out of some kind of wood. Now I'll have to go and find a piece of wood to model it off. Something strong and durable. Yeah, let's make it out of wood. Good old wood. Find a nice piece of wood. So to that end, I'll be back in a minute. So I'll give you a back soon. I'll tell you what, I'll just leave it on there. Let's load up. Yeah, I'll leave it on there. Right, so I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Cat's tail? Pig's tail? Don't know. Back in a second. Right, we're back. So anyway, I've picked up this piece of wood from the CNC, and you can see, well, this is the bit I was making some Christmas gifts for colleagues. Cat, boats. Anyway, we seem to have a piece left of it. It's quite thick. Is it durable? I'd say it's quite durable, so, and it will expand and contract. Now that might be a problem. There's a few knots in this, so I've got to be careful. So anyway, for lack of anything else, material wise, it's pretty stable, this stuff. So we'll design it on that, basically. Let's just measure that. Let's see if we've got enough width on it. So we've got basics is 90mm, 90 millimeters wide by 20 millimeters. Is it 20? Let's just make sure. Let's try it. Yeah, it's 20 millimeters. So 90 by 20. Okay. So let's pretend we're going to use 90 by 20. 90 by 20. Piece of wood, and we'll alter the design to suit, which will make it, the two halves together, it's going to make it 40 millimeter. So okay, 40 millimeter. Right. So I'm thinking we might be able to just design this and change the thickness of the material probably quickly. Let's just put that there a minute. Okay, let's do that then. Let's get over to the design. So I think, can I get away with just changing the depth or the thickness? Because the depth, we'll have to alter the depth of the overall depth. So really we don't need to change the G code for the clamp pockets, but what we do need to change is the cutting out of the depth, the final cutting out. Yeah, so that could be easy to do. So let's go over to load another instance of SketchUp Make 2017 whenever it turns up. So this will allow us a bit more time to do our handles if this is quick. Right. Okay. Right, so what do we want? We want tube clamps. Is that the one? No, it's not. That's the way we design it. We want the other one where we do the G code. Right, so here's the G code. Now really all this stays the same size. Yeah. Yeah, because we can zero out the top. The only thing that will be different is these here, the milling out of that. Right, so we'll get rid of those two. We won't mill out that. What we'll do is we'll mill out oh, why won't it let this? What's happened? Undo circle. Right. I don't know what's gone on there. Why didn't it create a circle? I don't know. No? That's not doing it, is it? I'll tell you what, let's just erase that a minute. And we'll try another circle. Oh, that's better. Okay. Then we can do an inside cut. Ah, we need to erase that. Do we need to erase that? No, let's do an outside cut. Now let's do an inside cut. And then we'll do an outside cut. Right, so that's okay. So all we've got to do now is tell it that the wood is 20 millimeters thick, the material thickness, not out of plastic. We're going to tell it it's 20 millimeters. We'll go 20.25. And the bit diameter will keep the same. Yeah, everything else the same. Yeah, the multipath depth can be the same as the plastic. I've got no problem with that. Okay, so then we'll recreate that G code, but what we won't call it, it's still an outside cuts. That's actually inside cuts and outside cuts. It's no longer 6mm, it's now 20mm wood. 20mm wood, and the bit diameter stays the same, so we'll output that. So we'll have a look at that as well. So what? Yeah, I mean it can go at, yeah, that G code will have to change. It doesn't matter, it'll probably just cut 6mm through and this will carry on with the rest after. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so all this can stay the same because the G code is assuming it's 6mm, so it doesn't matter because we're only going to go as deep as the pockets. And the final cutting out is the only one we need to change, so that's done. Let's load up and have a look at it. Let's load up a viewer. Just make sure that G code is good. Oh, we're in a different position here in a minute. Right, let's find it. Carriage, inside, outside cuts, wood. Right, here we go. Yeah, 20mm thick, so it's doing quite a lot. Yeah, that'll cut it out of the wood. So the other ones will just cut the pockets. Where is it? These two. That's clear. That's the old one. Yeah, that's the 66%. So these will do the pockets still. Are they even the right ones? They must be. And that'll do the deeper sides of the pockets. It doesn't know the thickness of the woods. That's fine. It'll go through because they're going to fit the right size bolts. And then hang on, that's not it. Where's it gone? Here it is, wood. Then that'll cut it out, and we'll end up with twice as thick. So right, so that'll be okay. So I can put that into the G code. Just replace that one G code with let's just find it. Wood, plastic. There it is, wood. Send that over to the pen drive. You can take down to a different computer. Okay. Right, that's over to there. So now the only other thing is now to alter the model. So we can alter the model. Hang on. I'll tell you what we'll do. Hang on. We'll open the actual model. Right, so this model has got to be changed. It's no longer 6mm, it's... I should be able to just bring it out. So 6mm, it's got to go 14mm out. Okay. And the same with this one. 14mm out, so that'll make us at 20mm sections. It's done both sides, so we can still fit the nuts and bolts and everything, and still pocket everything, so nothing much has changed apart from the width of it, and apart from the material. It's no longer plastic, it's going to be made of wood. let's just choose some wood. Let's try that. No, not quite. This is more like flooring. No. Maybe. Is that wood? Nah, it's just weird. Weird wood. Let's have that. No. Why is that so weird looking? No. Right, maybe that's the way it's gonna be. Okay. Alright. Doesn't look like wood to me, but anyway. Right, so we're making it out of wood. Don't know what would happen to the wood if the temperature changes a lot. As long as it stays dry, I think it'll be okay. Will it crush the tube? Anyway, that's that one done. Let's do this one. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it done and replace it in the model. We'll make it out of wood. We could even paint the wood black if you wanted to. I think I'll just leave it. Probably when I get my 3D printer set up and the learning curve is over for it, I'll probably just 3D print them out. And yeah, maybe. But if it's a temporary thing, it'll always remain permanent. Never have the time to go back to it. But if it works and it holds the tube straight, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because I don't know what it will. I ring people up, suppliers. I say, I need a length of aluminium, and I need some plastic. Have you got certain size? And because most of these are businesses that are trading, they're not interested in one-off pieces. If you tell them, they say, what's your company? I say, oh, it's just a personal thing. I say, we do buy stuff off you, but this time it's just me for my prototype. As soon as you say that, they're not interested. They are not interested in doing business with you. You're just, to sell you a one-off is a pain to them. They're not interested. So you end up, I tell them, I say, I think I've rung the wrong place. They said, oh, I said, how much is a length of 40mm by 2mm angle? And they go, I'd have to go away and work it out. I think, okay. Send you a price, sit and ponder over it, and then give you a stupid price that is ridiculous compared to everywhere else you can get it from. Anyway, so I thought, no, just cut to the mustard. Right, I'm sorry, I've rung the wrong place. Anyway, so we've got our new wooden, looks something similar to this, but not exactly like the same colour. Doesn't matter. Right, so then we're going to take that now, copy it, and we're going to save it, go over to our model. We'll have to paste it in place. Right, so paste. Let's put it next to it. Right, if I remember right, I know how far away. Now the fixings can stay, so we need to go over. Obviously that's 6mm, so it needs to go from here. 20mm, is it? No, it's more than 20mm. Actually, we can just bring it over to there, like that. That's it. And let's just take it up 10mm. Allow us to grab that one and delete it. And push that down 10mm. So we're in the right place now. Yeah, it looks a bit bigger, but it's the same size physically. It occupies a bit more space. Looks a bit weird, yes it does. It's way too thick. And it's quite thin on the top. So these bits will probably snap off. So is it worth having them or just mill them out? Might not be worth having them if they're going to snap off, but they would. Yeah, they'll be alright. You can still pocket your screws. Anyway, it's one of them. Just got a little bit of a corner there going on. Yeah, so you can slide it on, and then you could coil up some rubber in there, to little bits of rubber, top and bottom. So the clamp tightens it against, so you've got some kind of play, but without there being any play. Room for growth. So let's get rid of these two. Let's copy that over there, and it needs to go 260mm if I remember right, yeah. And this one is 360mm. 360. I remembered that. Right, okay, so we need to get rid of the old one. Keep the fixings the same. Right, this one's slightly weird. We don't really need this one yet, but we'll keep it. So we've got the two. Yeah, so we're going to try and mill this out. It's quite thin. 1.5, so It's 1.5mm, so it's not too bad. Right, anyway, so we've got our wooden clamps sorted. At least when I build them, they're going to work. And they've also got the ability to put wiring and pipes through them, if you want. And they've also got the ability to clamp this cable tray to the top, so they double up as a shelf and a thing. You can also run cables and pipes down here if you want to. Anyway, so that's what we've got. That might change if, depending on if I get hold of some different kinds of plastic. Ideally, it would be a nylon plastic about 10mm thick or 15. But anyway, this doesn't really affect anything because it's not taking any. It's taking more space, but it's the same. Really, this can be as long as you want here. There's nothing else going to happen here anyway. Right, so let's do the door handles next. Let's model a door handle. Let's save that. Alright, let's get on with modeling the door handle. So, to model a door handle, we're going to start off with this. So let's just use this as a, so let's hide, what have we got? Right, 2040. Angle clamp, front loading clamp, yeah, and angle clamp. Right, so hidden everything. So now we can go ahead and start modelling our handle. That is one I got out earlier. I never managed to model it. Here it is. So it's just a handle now. Let's take the screw out. Right, it's just going to model that. Shouldn't take too long, should it? Shouldn't take too long. I don't need to model it exactly, but I will do. Don't know why. Just so we get the look of it. So I need to measure the overall length. We start with a rectangle. Overall length of it. We need to model it for the milling out of the holes for it. Alright, so this is difficult to measure. Right, so it's 105. 105 by, what's the biggest size it is in the middle of the handle? Let's have a look. It's looking like 14. Is it 14? Yeah, maybe it's wider. Let's try calipers for that. Calipers for measuring the width of the handle. 14.45. I'll just say 14.5. Okay, so a rectangle. Start with a rectangle. We'll do it face on. Do it face on? Yeah, face on. No. Do it from above. So 105 by 14.5. There we go. Right, so that's our starting reference. So we need some design on it now. That's not easy. So we need to work out the ends. Right, this is going to be difficult to do. Not as easy as I thought. It's just designed to be pulled out of a casting, so it's tapered. It's designed to be able to be cast, and when you pull it out, there's nothing going to be retaining it, so it's all angle, so it can be withdrawn from the casting. I think. So it means, do I need to go to that detail? Probably not. Never going to use, as long as I got this hole space in. But we'll get them something like. Alright, let's just measure that then. So that's let's use the calipers again. So 12mm wide. Okay, so let's just get the center position. We'll go 6mm this way and 6mm that way. Okay, and they come in. They come in at 10.5. 10.5. So 10.5. 10.5. So that's the square thing. And we could get the hole. No, we don't want the hole yet, do we? No. And they're quite straight going up like that. Almost straight. Yeah, they are. And they're tapered. So the distance between distance between the handles. Let's make sure we get that right. At the top is right 85, and then the bottom it's 84. So slight temp. Let's just say it's 85. So between here and here, 84. Okay, let's say it's 84 then. Right, so it's 84. We need to taper it now, so this is where it tapers. Oh, that's the base. I need to find out excuse me, the top handles. So it's 8 points, so it's 9mm wide, 9.5 at the base, 9mm at the top. So we'll say it's 9.3, 9.5. So we need to measure 9.5 now. That's 12, so we'll start here. We go 4.75 that way, 4.75 that way, which should give us 9.5. And we also need to find the center. Now it's actually tapered over. Oh, there is a millimetre difference on that one. Hang on. So the base is 8.5. So we need to go 8.5 and 8.5. Okay, so that's the handle. That gives us a swoop on it. So swap over to the right. Okay, so anyway, difficult to do. So what we'll do is try to guess. So that's the end of the handle. Okay, so we'll have a bit from there. It needs to go halfway like that. And we need to somehow now it's going to have to be done in two. So what we want is to use a measurement from there to there. So from there to there, no, from there to there. I want it to give me a measurement. There to there, 42, so we want 21. So we need to go 21 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to go a bend from there to there. That's probably nice as it is. Yeah. Right, won't let me do it. Number of segments is not enough. Don't know what to say. Okay, so can we go from there to there? That's just going to be a straight line. No, that's no good. Right, let's forget about that. Let's just make it a straight line then. Let's make it a straight line. I don't suppose it really matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter for all intents and purposes. It's fine. Right, okay, so that'll sweep across to there. Yeah. And that might as well go to there, like that. Okay. So let's get rid of some lines. No, don't want rid of that. Okay, we're doing okay now. Right, so we've got that. Let's have a sip. So that's the top of it, basically modelled, sort of. There is a step on it, but we'll sort that out after. So there is also this bit of a shoulder here, like that. Okay, then we've got a slight step, so we can either do that. Yeah, we'll come in about 0.5 ml. Yeah, but we need to get rid of that, and that. 0.5 ml. Get rid of that, and that. And then extend this. Actually, just get rid of that and that. And draw it from there to there. There to there. Okay, so I've got that sort of shape. There is a step in the handle, so let's do one here. 0.5 again, step in the handle. Okay, so yeah, sort of where it is. There's a bow in the handle, so mine's gonna have to be straight. Oh, my shoulder's hurting. I can hear the bones crunching. Right. Okay. Right, let's sort some of this out. So obviously some of this has got to go. Yeah, some of this has got to go like that. Okay, that's a bit more like the handle, yeah. Okay, so it's not too bad. Alright, so what do we do now? We've got to extrude it. Let's do some extruding. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. I think we need to look at it from an angle now. Now we need to see it from an angle. So we've basically got the same up and down. So we need to probably put a line across there, like that, and the same here. Okay, let's see if we can't extrude some parts of it. Don't know how. We can either go up or down. Let's try going down. So we need to find out the depth. So we're going down 17 mil. Let's go around from the depth in the middle. Hang on. Let's just say 17 mil. 17 millimeters down. Right, so how do we do that? Let's have a look. Go down with that one. 17mm. And down with this one. 17mm. No, that's not going to be right, is it? What's that going to do? Oh yeah, it still do that way, yeah. So we need to get rid of that. That. So we'll get the one done and we'll sort the other one out. So that's okay. What we need to do... so 17mm, we need to go down. Need to bring that up. Needs to come up how many millimeters? Sort of 1 mil. 1 mil, let's say 1 mil. And bring this up 2 mil. Okay. That's sort of what we're after. Yeah, we've got some hollowness going on, we'll sort that out in a bit. That's okay there. Then we need some thickness to this handle, which is 4.5 mil. 4.5 mil. So we need to probably, hold on a second. Right, so 4.5 mil. So we've got a bit of a step in it there. So I'll go down here about yeah, 1 mil, it's a bit too much. 0.5, there we go. We'll do this one as well. Okay, and this one. Okay, and this one. Oh, we haven't quite got what we've got over there, have we yet? Okay. 17 mil. 17 mil. Let's get rid of these. And we go up 2 mil. And up 1 mil, that's it. Now we should have something approximating what we got over there, and bring this down 0.5 of a mil and delete some of this stuff. Is that it? Sort of, yeah, that's sort of it. So I need to do now, I don't think we can get rid of that one. Maybe we can. Oh, we can. Right. Does that mean we can get rid of this one? No. Okay. We need some thickness to it now, so that's need 5 millimeters. So 4.5, 4 millimeters. So we need to go from there to there, and then there to there. Excuse me. Oh. Oh god, I've gone groggy. Yeah, that's not going to be right, is it? So what we don't want that or that. What we want is this and that. I need to duplicate it and move it down 4 millimeters. And do the same to the other side. God. Duplicate it. Down 4 millimeters. Okay, so we've got sort of like that. We're going to need probably a surface on it. Can I get a surface if I go like that? Yeah. Can I get a surface if I go like that? No. Oh. Hang on. So I want a line from there to there. That's it. We got a surface. It's looking a bit like a coffin, this. Okay, so we've got some surfaces now. That's good. And we can do a surface across here. Oh, we've got a nearly complete object. Another line across here. Okay. So we've got our bridge. It looks like a bridge. Door handle stroke bridge. Okay. Oh god. Right, hang on. Let's just do that, and hopefully we can bring the whole thing up. If we grab hold of that and bring it up 0.5 of a mil. Yeah, that's okay. That's looking okay at the minute. It's not ergonomically correct, but does it matter? Probably not. Right, okay. Right, that's going to be that. Let's sort the holes out next. Save it. Let's find out what the holes are like. M4, I think they are. M4. Yeah. Why is this thing reading half a mil out? 3.58. Don't know. Maybe that's what happens. Anyway, so M4 thread. It's only a guide. So between these two, centre to centre, we've got 96 mil. 96 mil. let's just guess. Let's just guess. Let's put something in the center here. And it's an M4, so 2 mil. Okay, let's measure between centers now. 94.5. It's definitely not 94.5. It's 96. So let's just go again. It's difficult to see. It's actually 96. Let's just say it's 96. 96. So we've got 94.5. So it needs to grow to 96. So it needs to go 1.25 over. So we're going to move that by. That's what, 1.25, is it? Yeah, maybe. I think that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. So we need to do calculator. Right, 96 minus 94.5 divided by 2.75. 0.75. Let's make sure I haven't selected anything now. .75. I should have 96 mil. That's it. Okay, let's look at the real thing. Does it look? Yeah, it does look about that sort of. They've got a round. It's rounded a bit, but I don't care about the rounded bit. Okay, so we've got something like. I'm going to ask ourselves, is there anything we can clean up? There is there. And there. Right, yeah. Is there anything else we can clean up? Not really. Not really. No, everything else stays. Okay, so that's close enough for the handle. It's close enough. It's not exactly right, and it's black, so we need to paint it black. Synthetic. I quite like that one. So we can go and replace our handles in the model in a minute. And this will give us our hole centers. was some more that you forgot to do. You haven't actually forgot, you just didn't get to it yet. Okay, so we've got our handles, looks pretty okay. Right, fixings next. Oops, there's a bit in there we haven't done. Right, fixings, so we need some small fixings. M4. Do we need them? I suppose so. I ain't going to draw them in there though. Right, let's make a component. Make a component. Okay, and give it a handle. Stick it in the handle there so we can turn on and off. Save it, Shift Control and S. Right, we're going to copy that now. Over to the model. Okay. Right, we need to turn on the panels. Okay, there's the old door handles, so we don't want them no more. Shame, but there we go. I need to paste it. So we need to paste. We need to crank it round. We need to rotate it. Not easy. That's it. I need to rotate it around like that. Okay, and bring it over to the plastic. It doesn't want to sit on. It does, then it don't. If you put it where you want it, it won't go, but if you put it somewhere where you don't want it, it'll go. That's crazy. Right, so we need to put it in the center, exactly where that one is, so basically that's it. Okay. And we can just get rid of that then. No, that's got rid of everything. Don't want that. Cut. That's it. Paste in place. Cut that out. Okay. Oh, it's done them all because they're all copies. That's good. That is actually pretty good. Saves me a lot of trouble. The only problem is, I think I'm too deep here. I need to come out a bit. Right, what's that like? Am I in? No, I'm not in. I'm not on. I'm not on anything. Alright, let's just measure from there. 2.17. Okay. So what does that look like? I think it's okay. Alright. Just make sure that we're sat okay on there. Yeah, we're alright. Okay, so that is good so far. Now we need to copy. Let's do these ones as well. Paste. Okay. Let's bring that out a bit. Let's find out how far away from the surface it is. 12.5. Okay. I believe we're done on there. Looks a bit weird with them knob handles on. Okay, and we've got another one to do. Oh, it's already put it in the right angle. That's good, isn't it? That's pretty good. Oh, I need this view on. No, not that angle. It's not going to do it. No, that one. It's not having it. It's initially having it. No, it is. Okay. Need to bring it up. Can I just measure it? 5.5. And delete that one, and we're done. Right, so we've got handles in place. Okay, whatever. Slidey handles. So we just slide them around like that. Okay. But what you haven't got is the holes that need to be drilled. So what we need to do is copy the hole positions. Paste them in place. And to move the handles out the way a minute. 50mm out the way. So we can push these through. And push these back 50mm. Okay. So we should have yeah, got a certain amount of ones. Gonna have to do the same again for these two now. Right, let's try and get it again. Copy. Paste in place. Move the handles 50mm out the way. Push them through. Ah. No. I need to get them off. Paste in place. Cut. Paste in place. Push them through. Still not having it. Why not? What is different about them? Are they not on the... They're not quite on, are they? They're not quite on. See that? They wasn't quite on. Now they're on. Right, what's the matter with this one? Oh, did I not move that one on? No, I didn't move that one on. On the face. Okay. So I need to move that 50mm back, but it's not quite on. I don't think it was quite on. I don't think so. Let's have a look. No, it wasn't quite flush there. Now it is. You can always have a look and see if it lines up with the hole. If you can't scroll because you're looking into mid space. Yeah, we're okay. Right, okay, so we've got those handles done. Now there's the front ones. I think the sides have been done. Yeah, so done the back ones. Oh, we've done these as well. So it's just the lid. Yeah, the lid now. Alright, let's just do the lid. Are these going to be able to be pushed through? Yeah. Okay, so we're done. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Okay, so we've got our handles, we've got our holes, and we're finished. We're finished, so that's good. So save that and turn off the panels. Okay, so we've done our tube clamps out of wood. Not quite happy with the thinness of the top, so but we'll leave it like that, see what happens, see if it comes out any good. Might not be, unless it's worth changing now before it's too late. Let's have a look. Let's go back to this model here and get rid of that one. Not that one. That one. So front loading clamp. Everything else is good. Yeah, everything else is okay apart from this thin bit here. Yeah, so do you want a thin bit there? I would have to mill it out. 1.5 mil of wood. we'll leave it. We'll just try it. We'll try it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll just leave it as it is. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it as it is. Right then, that's it. Okay. Let's just bring all this stuff back. So we know what we've got. Let's look at it from the right angle. Okay. There's our little bit of models. Okay, let's just go back in here. Right. So we've got to go ahead and mill out those now. Out of that big wood. And then put them on and, don't know, maybe paint them black or even wood. Stain them. Oil them, whatever needs to be done, don't know. We'll give it a go. Okay, that's it then. That's all I got for today. That's all I got for today. So, anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now. I'm out of here.
This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Then you will remain silent until further instructed.
Confirmed.
If you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question.
Korak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is virtually infinite. My secondary ability is to logically process that knowledge and make accurate predictions. Instructions are not needed if commands are succinct.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.